Hey, I'm Joe.
Hey, I'm Taylor.
I'm back.
We are both back, actually.
Both back. Here we are.
Yeah. People think, I guess people think or people thought maybe I died in a plane crash.
Didn't you?
We hyped so much about me and my vacation dying in a plane crash, and we took a week off for our last video. So.
Yes, so we're back, and
I'm alive.
For the next 3 weeks, we'll be wearing our football tees. Taylor doesn't have his on.
No, I don't.
Yes, but we'll be representing our teams for the season. Super Bowl 50 champion Carolina Panthers.
In alternate universe.
However, this is the shirt that we were talking about this before, that you get rejected. This has a Super Bowl winner on it, but then it gets rejected and sent to other countries. Found it at a Goodwill. So I can live in my own reality while you live in yours.
They send it back.
So today's show, Joe tells you, this is disaster season. Yes.
Season of disaster season?
Yes. And this video is coming out on 9/11, it is. So to, I guess, do our own little, what? You can't really call it a celebration, or you could call it like a anniversary.
Remembrance?
A remembrance. To do our own remembrance video of 9/11 and talking about all the things going on in the media lately. You know, Harvey and Irma, and what is the next one behind them? Is it Jose? I think it's Jose.
It's Jay, yeah.
Yeah, Jay over there, right? So the world's just getting pummeled with hurricanes. Houston is destroyed. They say that Miami's not looking good, and this video airs on 9/11. So a lot of bad things in a row are happening on the show and in real life. So Taylor brought up this earlier, and he said, Joe, you're a money guy, and you like making money. How do I profit on natural disasters? And I said, Taylor, that's a horrible question to ask, especially at a time like this, considering everything everyone's lost.
Let me tell you.
But Taylor said they're charging $50 for bottles of water at different locations, and they're price gouging. What should we do to get in on this? I said, Taylor, that is totally inappropriate. Let me answer that question. So the bottle of water, let me propose something to you, Taylor. This is an interesting question.
I'm right here.
Ben Shapiro brought this up, and whatever, you like him, don't like him, we don't care on this show. We don't care about anything, really. So we just care about video games, sports. What else?
Getting made fun of online.
Getting made fun of online by a bunch of Reddit guys. Yeah, whatever. So there's an interesting question brought up by Ben Shapiro. If you're a grocery store, there's 100 people outside. You have a 24-pack of water left, right? Who gets the water?
Whoever's going to pay the most.
Whoever's going to pay the most, right? But that's wrong. That's called price gouging.
Yeah.
So how do you give it? Do you give it to first come, first serve? Do you divide it equally amongst 100 people? But you can't, because there's 24-pack of water left, right?
You would go from MSRP to your own individual selling price, which would go against MSRP. What if you got sued for that?
That's what they were doing at Best Buy, remember?
Oh, really?
They had, like, the Best Buy was, like, in trouble because they had the 24-pack of water, but it said, like, $50-something, but it was just basically the individual price times the pack of the bottles or whatever. But basically, it's an interesting question. It seems, on its surface, it seems pretty easy. Well, just give all the water away because people need it. Well, what if there are more people that need it than the water is available? The only way to give it away at the fairest point is to let people price themselves out of the water. So if people say $50 is too much to pay for a 24-pack of water, screw you, I'm leaving. That, in a sense, is making a choice for you. It's making a choice so the person that wants to buy the water doesn't buy it. And then the next person in line who says, I'll pay the $54, he gets it. So both people have decided. The person decided that he'll pay more for the water, and a person decided that was a ripoff and he doesn't want to pay for the water. So in a sense, it's actually almost better to charge more for the water than to give it to first come, first serve, because the first guy who gets there gets the bottle of water, right? Or gets the water?
Yeah, but isn't that more supply and demand?
First come, first serve isn't supply and demand. Supply and demand. Supply and demand would be like the price of it. Yeah.
So say what's to stop violence starting from there?
Nothing stops it. Nothing also stops if you give the water away. If you give the water to somebody, nothing stops them from punching the guy in the face and grabbing it from him.
So that's blood off your hands.
All of it's blood off your hands, in theory.
Yeah.
If you give it away, it's blood off your hands. If you sell it, split off your hands. And if you give 24 bottles to 24 people and let the, how many are left after that? 24, 76. So 76 people fight amongst the 24. All of it's split off your hands, technically, right?
But you get the money either way.
But you get the money either way.
Yeah.
And then what if they punch you and take the money from you?
Hey, yeah.
So basically, you're in a classic no-win situation, right? So you get criticized by a bunch of people online that are not donating you money, that are sitting there in their nice, cozy parents' basement, calmly away from the storm, criticizing you online. So really, there is no way to win the situation. And then the other thing is, too, is if you send more water to that area, does it inevitably cost you more money, right? Ben Shapiro brought this up, too, as well on his show. So if you're a store and you want to bring in 5 pallets of water to a flood-damaged area on helicopter because you can't get there because of the roads, inevitably, is it okay to charge a surplus price for the water being flown in through a helicopter to get to the storm area, possibly risking your employees' lives and safety in order to get the water to people that need the water?
If you want to break it down, flying in helicopter, that's helicopter owner or rental.
Yeah.
Gas. You have to pay for gas to get down there.
And the overtime or the fees that the guy's going to charge to do it.
Yeah, the pilots who get down there. It depends on how many you need. You need somebody, possibly, I don't know, 2-3 people on that job. And you need to have somebody loading up. And so there's a bunch of other little minuscule charges to do.
So then everyone would say, well, Joe, the corporation can just pay for that. Okay, but that's one pilot, one helicopter, one store for one area. How many stores will this pilot hit? How many bottles of water will be delivered? How many drops is the pilot willing to do within that time frame in order to service the area and not want to die himself? So how many pilots are available? How many bottles of water will be dropped? And how many are willing to take the risk to fly during the storm to get in these areas to deliver the water? All those are questions that must be answered. So until you know the variable, how much, how many, who's doing it, and where they're doing it, you can't really allocate to how much water should cost. So if the water, let's just say it was $1 million, just to make it easy, for the guy to go to one store with enough bottles of water to feed that area.
$1 million.
$1 million. It says $1 million, right?
Okay.
So let's just say it was a crap load of water to a crap load of people, right?
Okay.
So how many places does the guy have to go with the water to fly it in, right? How many? 5 stores? 10 stores? 20 stores?
You gotta take into fact how much time when the person's leaving, when they're coming back, how much gas can take, does it take to get from here or there to wherever in your area, and weather conditions. If you're flying to a current situation with Irma, then we could have not full blown hurricane, but we could have storms and so forth.
So how much should this corporation pay for their water? Should they pay you $10 million to have your water? Should they pay you $20 million to have your water?
But why would it matter if this can be a tax write off?
That's the thing is, for example, the entire, this was in 2006, 2007. I was looking this up because I'm always curious about these things. In 2007 or 2008, the entire BJ's franchise,
yeah,
all of them, the whole franchise, had a net profit of, Taylor?
$20 million?
Nope. Lower.
Oh, $10 million?
Lower.
$1 million.
$1 million. They had a net profit of $1 million. So literally, remember like I told you before, it depends on the company, the board, the expenses, the employees, the unions, the medical insurance, health insurance for the area, cost of living, minimum wage. All this stuff determines their net profit, right?
Yes.
All this stuff, right? So how much of their net profit should they pay to people in their area to get them water? Meanwhile, water these people could have gotten before the storm started. Now, I'm not blaming them. I'm just saying that meanwhile. So how much should you pay out of your net profit or even go under or even go negative to supply people in the middle of a storm that your own employees or people that you care about could die getting the water to these people?
I'm lost. How'd you go from BJ's to water?
Because the net profit is different for every corporation. Okay. So when you're talking about a grocery store, I mean, we just found out that Amazon put them all out of business last week. So
yeah, when they bought Whole Foods, right?
Are these the people delivering water at grocery stores? Well, they're going to be closed in 2 months. So who should be delivering water? Should Amazon?
Drones.
or drones, right? So maybe the grocery store should be getting water delivered to them from Amazon, because now Amazon is the one that's putting them out of business.
Yeah.
I'm just saying the question gets way more complex than people lead on.
That's just water, though. What about food?
And that's just water. Now we're on to food. Now we're on. What about the pets, Taylor? What about the dogs and the cats?
You want to eat the pets? That's horrible.
No, I mean food for the pets.
Okay.
So now we have the pets and the cats and the dogs and the everything else, right? And then what about the TVs? Who's gonna
watch them?
Who's gonna watch the TVs? Thing I care about, right? Now let's just break it down even more. So J.J. Watt has his charity, and he passed the $30 million mark for his charity, stuff like that, right?
J.J. Watt.
And Donald Trump donated $1 million, and a lot of people said, "Well, geez, Donald Trump has more money than that, allegedly. Shouldn't he donate more money?" A lot of celebrities have more money than that, right? Like Kevin Hart's challenge was what, 50,000 each celebrity, or what, 25,000?
Roughly, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So J.J. Watt has so far raised $30 million. The total damage estimated for Hurricane Harvey, not counting Irma and Jose, which are coming down the pipeline, the estimated damage is at $110 billion. So we like numbers on this show. So let's just go over here. Okay, so in case you don't know what a billion is, it's 1,000 millions. Okay, so you need 1,000 millions to negate 1 billion of damage. And J.J. Watt has raised an astounding 30 million. So, hey, let's just not count the other charities. So let's see right here. Okay, we got, oh my God, that's a lot of billions. Whew. Okay,
what?
So
I'm just on the old pewter.
I'm just puting around over here.
Okay, so I don't know. So $110 billion. That's current damage. Is mentioned from Harvey, current Irma.
No. That's just Houston. That's just Harvey and Houston.
Just Harvey.
That's we film and we release these videos. When we release this video, Irma will have hit 3 days prior. So, which is 2 days before the day after tomorrow, which is today. Which is
that's really weird. What did you just say
South
right
Park.
now? Okay.
Yeah, but basically, film time it's hitting tonight, but release time it's hitting 3 days from now.
Yes.
3 days prior to this filming. So, basically, we have J.J. Watt, fine charity, fine. I mean, he's doing great things, awesome. We like charity on this show. We love tax write-offs. We're all for it. All of us.
What about that Joel Osteen?
Okay. So basically, it looks like it's 3% of the total would be 30 million or so dollars of that. So we have another 97 or so % to go. So let's keep it coming, people. I hope that's the right math on there. That's probably not the right math on there.
I'm sure it is. But continue on how to make it.
I'm sorry. That was only $1 billion.
Oh, jeez.
I did not put in the 100 billion. That was 3% of $1 billion, which was the number. So it's just okay. The bottom line is this does absolutely, positively. It's a feel-good story of the year, but it actually does really nothing to help these people. It does something in the short term for emergency supplies, but their house isn't going to get insured because of flood damage, so it's a total loss most likely. Most likely their other property isn't insured as well, so any other stuff that got damaged during it too. Cars are going to have flood damage that isn't insured for. Boats.
This is all people are going to make money off this?
No. This is how we're going to solve this problem. This is the Joe Tells You.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was how you make money off that.
I'm just telling you that it's a bad situation with people, right?
Okay.
So let me give you an example from it. So that's bottled water, inflated prices, 9/11. It's all there. Everything's there. And I'm just telling you, we joke around this show a lot or whatever, but it's really like sad and upsetting what's going on there. I totally get it. If it happened here, we'd all be pretty devastated and stuff like that. We've had earthquakes here in the past. It's been devastating to this, whatever. Let this be a lesson to everybody out there. Stock up your shit. You don't have to pay $50 every 24 pack of water if you have a survival plan. Don't go to Costco and Alex Jones' website and pay the $150 for the giant barrel of like, what is it? The emergency survival kit.
Yeah.
Some canned foods, people, and some water. It's very simple. Like, this is not rocket science here. Store the canned foods in the pantry. Store the bottles of water in your garage. You got emergency supplies right there. We don't need to think much more than that. It's not rocket science. You don't have to have these little astronaut meals and everything like that. Like, come on. Okay, so now here's a lesson for y'all out there, everyone, including Taylor. Okay,
I'm listening.
So I was alive back then, 10 years ago, when Hurricane Katrina hit. Okay?
So was I.
The best way to help these people is not donating money to these like special natural disaster places. You don't know where the money goes, whatever. If they're transparent or if it's a good charity, donate to them. But there's been some shady things going on with charities where they're not really transparent, stuff like that. The best thing that you can do for these people, and I suggest this, whatever, and I think you know where we're going with this show.
Move? Buy a house somewhere else?
Close. Who's moving and who's buying a house, Taylor?
The people who live in these disaster-ridden areas?
These people are going to be moving, right?
Yes.
And they're going to not be wanting to stay there anymore. They're going to be leaving their houses and their land behind.
Yes.
And they still own them, right? So the best thing that happened after Hurricane Katrina is out-of-state investors, foreign investment from other places, other countries, out-of-state investment, bought the lots in New Orleans and prime areas, rebuilt the homes, put money and invested there, rebuilt them stronger, better, in better condition, and they allowed people to come back in and purchase the properties, or they supplied at least single-family residents, low-income rentals, right? And only recently, because everyone's going to say, oh, but there's not affordable housing and stuff like that in New Orleans. In 2006, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, up until 2014, the out-of-state investors bought and rebuilt homes in the first 5 years there. And after the first 5 years, there was 3 to 4 years of available affordable housing over there before it started to blow up again. So what I'm telling everyone is the best way to make an entire city rebound is put your money and put your investment back into the city that was destroyed. So you see this happening with Houston. You see it happening in Florida. You already saw it happen 20 years ago in Florida with Hurricane Andrew.
Yeah. And
it rebounded. You saw Hurricane Katrina in New Orleans, and it rebounded. You're seeing Houston in Texas. It's going to rebound. The point is to put investment back in the community as soon as you can. In buildings that were destroyed, land that people no longer want, places that are closed down. That is the best, fastest way to rebuild a place after it's been hit by natural disaster. Absolutely. No other way to do it. Because you got to remember, it's not a bad thing putting your money back where a disaster is, right? You might say, well, these people are leaving and they have nothing and you're taking their homes from them. Well, let me give you an example, right?
Okay.
If someone is leaving and their house is flood damaged, okay?
Okay.
And they're not getting insurance money from the insurance companies for it, are you listening? Who's giving them money? Who? JJ Watt? He's got $110 billion. He's got thousands to go. Yeah. So he's not giving them money.
Yeah.
Okay. Who's giving? Where is this $100 billion coming from?
Government.
Not coming from the government. FEMA only has like $1 billion in their coffers, or a couple billion in their coffers. Yeah. And they got to go pay for Florida now. And they got to go pay for U.S. Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, and everything that was also destroyed. So it's not coming from the government. Not coming from JJ Watt. It's coming from you.
Me. My taxes.
Taylor. Because if you look at this, let me give you an example, right?
Please.
This is a good stat for all those naysayers out there.
Naysaying what? What are they naysaying, Joe? And what are you going to prove to them and to me?
Prove it on this show right now. So here we go.
You're taking that weird Alex Jones pause again.
Sorry.
You're freaking out. You're.
So let's see. After Hurricane Katrina, $100,000 got donated from Afghanistan, $308,000 from Albania, Armenia pledged $200,000, $10 million from Australia. All of this did not equal to the money that was invested over there, right?
Yeah.
So let me just show you this, right? All right. All right, here we go. Right over here.
What are you showing us, Joe?
Sorry, over here. Getting over here.
I'm waiting.
Over here. There we go. Let's see. Looking for that stat that I just saw over here.
Is it a stat on money that was donated or money that was raised?
It was...
Dead airtime.
Dead silence.
Dead airtime, was it?
Basically, it was a stat off of the money donated to Hurricane Katrina after, and the money that was invested from foreign investors rebuilding housing, right? Okay. So basically, it was, we'll post on the video later, whatever. It'll be on the bottom or something. Are they ever at the bottom when I say that?
Yes, I had to put things at the bottom.
Basically, what it came down to was the foreign investment in people investing in property in Hurricane Katrina outweighed the donations and the disaster relief by hundreds of times. So meaning that the money didn't come from generosity, the money didn't come from people's pockets, the money didn't come from basically disaster relief agencies. The money that actually rebuilt the entire city over again and made everything brand new again was from housing, flip investments, business investments, landowners, and people that were rebuilding, and private people that did private developments. That is what rebuilt the entire city. So that will rebuild the city. Your donations will help people not die. Your donations will help people eat and live throughout the storm. But they're not going to give them their homes again. And they're not going to put them back where they were because chances are they didn't have flood insurance. But you, Taylor, buying a house over there or land over there and rebuilding on it is going to give them homes again. That's the whole point of this.
And I'll make money off that.
Well, I'm just saying there is a silver lining of you making money off of it. But, however, people won't want to build there because of the hurricane. They're going to think it's going to happen again.
Okay.
And if you have the giant Taylor cojones to go build over there again,
we all know I do.
You will go over there, you will build a house for those people, and they'll be able to buy something from you at an affordable cost, and you'll make a modest profit. That's all we're saying on this show. We help. We live to help.
We are here. We are helpers.
We are here. We're helping. So there you go. Should have had that stat ready for the show, but did not. What do you expect for being off for 3 weeks?
I don't know. We got a little, well, in wrestling, it's ring rust. I guess we hear the word vid rust.
Yes, it is vid rust. Holy crap, it's been 22 minutes on this video.
Yeah.
So there you go.
10 of that was dead airtime. You looking up stats.
Exactly. Oh, man. I found the stat.
You found the stat now? A timely find.
I found the stat now.
At the end of our video. What does the stat say, Joe?
So basically, it has nothing to do with it.
Oh, jeez. Great payoff.
It's been 3 weeks, people. There's disasters going on all around us, okay? I don't know what
Currently
to say.
on the show as well.
Trump's in office. Irma has hit the West Coast, or the West Coast of Florida.
We're West Coast.
We're the West Coast. Has hit the East Coast. Harvey Dent has destroyed Houston. I don't know what to do.
Two-Face.
Okay?
Houston.
What do you want from me, people? This show's free, okay? It's a free show.
This is where Joe melts. It's a meltdown.
I'm done. I'm not saluting Trump. I'm just saying I'm done.
Jesus Christ.
I'm done. It's over. All right.